Hello, and welcome to the TBI podcast, Those Bored Individuals. What is up, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Those Bored Individuals.
Yay!
Oh.
Yes, the TBI podcast is back, and no, that does not stand for traumatic brain injury.
And please pay no mind to the meowing cat. She's demanding my attention.
I can see.
Yeah. Anyway, summer, it's here once again, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll probably notice that we're at the beach currently.
Yay.
Definitely.
Only virtually, we probably can't go in real life.
Yep, it's just one of the many perks of having a magical set.
Yep.
So, how have you guys been since the last podcast?
Tired.
Agreed.
Dudley?
Yeah, kind of the same. It's been pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much to look forward to this year, and considering now that vaccinations are becoming more available, and I'm just putting this out there now, guys, I am due to get my first vaccine.
Yay, so am I.
Yep.
I'm still too young.
Oh dear. But anyway, for me it's going to be 2nd of July, so I'll likely be doing a little series of videos documenting my experience.
Cool.
Because
Mine's on the 25th.
yeah, because I've been meaning to I was considering about doing a little video series, like if I did catch COVID-19, I was going to do a little video series documenting my experiences and saying, this is how I'm feeling currently, but still, if I'm going to be getting vaccinated, I might as well tell some idiots out there that this is okay to be putting in your body, so yeah.
Mine's next Tuesday.
Oh, so yes, eventually many of us will have our first vaccinations, and
Yeah.
things will start.
Including me.
Yeah, and things will start
Certainly.
going back to normal. So, has anything interesting been happening recently, guys?
Well, I'm meant to give my second paranormal investigation, like more professionally this time than before, so I'm still encouraging energy yet, so it's gonna be good.
Nice.
Not much has been going on in my life, just trying to survive college until the end.
Same here.
Yeah, just
1 week left and I'm free.
yeah.
Lucky I got more weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think the nearest thing that I've got that's newsworthy is that they're apparently making a Lord of the Rings anime.
Oh, okay. This
I
could
haven't
be
heard.
interesting.
Apparently to do with how Helm's Deep was created or something. Apparently. So
Well, I'm sure a lot of the hardcore Lord of the Rings fans will likely be diving into that pretty well, so that'll be something to look forward to. As for me, I respect the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films just because they're near perfection in terms of what a fantasy film, live action fantasy film can be, so yes. So, usually in the first segments of the podcast, we normally tend to talk about stories relating to our current times, and so now with June and July here, it's usually the time that people would normally go on holiday. So now that you're taking part in a summer podcast, Michael, have there been any memorable or funny holiday stories that you'd like to bring up?
Well, apart from the one that I almost got lost in London, then yeah, sure.
Jeez. Lost in
Mm.
London.
Yeah, it was basically we were. I think it was like my one of my birthday's holidays or something because it's in August, my birthday,
Hmm.
and it was quite late, and we were trying to remember our way back to the hotel,
Hmm.
and we couldn't remember, and I had to like try and use Google Maps to try to find a way, but
Ah,
Google Maps wasn't working for me properly for some reason. It was telling me to go that way, no, go that way, no, go that
jeez.
way.
Was
I was like,
this recently, or were you a child?
I can't remember. It wasn't when I was a child, but it's probably like either 15th birthday or 60th.
Right.
I can't remember, but I definitely remember it well because I was really stressed knowing I wouldn't get it back to the hotel safely and everything.
Hmm. Uh.
Remember, yes, obviously.
Well, at least you're not lost anymore, so that's a
No,
plus for
well,
you.
unless I get lost again when I go to London next time for my birthday when I'm 18.
Yeah. Um. One story I would like to bring up, even though I'm not in this story, but my family still likes to bring it up because it is pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
So, this story happened long before I was born, back when my older brother was about 5 or 6, I think, and my parents and my cousins were on holiday on Arran, I think. It was one of the Scottish islands. And normally, if you're going to somewhere, usually there's that one family member who comes up with like these silly little urban legends to keep you invested in the place. Like,
Mhm.
has that been the same for you lot?
No.
Ryan?
No,
Dudley?
no.
Everybody's got their urban myths, haven't they, about different places? So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's quite a few about.
Well, my uncle, who was with them at the time, made up this little urban legend called the Batty Birdie.
Oh.
That sounds interesting.
Basically, I don't know what its description was, but basically I think he described it as like it's a gargoyle creature that lives on cliffs and caves and comes out at night to bite you in the neck and such. And
Discount vampire.
pretty much. And so they're walking along the beach on one of the Scottish islands, and eventually they find this small, narrow cave. And being the adventurous type, they thought, hey, let's explore this. You never get to see caves anywhere.
Mhm.
And so, my dad, my older brother, and my cousins, they all went in to investigate. Now, this this wasn't a very big cave. It was just a little straight line that went on for a few meters and then had a little narrow bit here, like an upside down letter L, basically. And so they went in, and my dad got his torch out because this was back before iPhones were around, so you had to, use the torches.
Yeah.
And so they went into this cave, and they walked in for quite a bit, and because it was dark in there, they couldn't quite see that there was that little narrow portion that skewed off to the right at the end of the cave. And so they were like, well, I guess there's nothing here. And because they couldn't see what was in that narrow section, this next part was the kicker.
Oh god.
Now, out of nowhere, this roosting pigeon got startled and suddenly started flying about crazily in their faces, trying to get out of the cave. And my older brother and my cousins were like, "Ah! It's the Betty Birthday!" Ah!
Oh my god.
And they just
Oh, it was it, wasn't it?
and they just ran out of the cave in tears.
I can
That's
imagine.
hilarious.
The Batty Birdie. That's often brought up at family gatherings, so yeah.
Very coincidence.
So yeah, the Batty Birdie. It's still out there somewhere on the Scottish Islands.
Oh yeah.
So, yikes.
That reminds me of a funny story, actually. So one time I was at home and this homing pigeon decided to turn up at our house because I guess it got lost or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going around our yard on a bike, and the pigeon did not stop following me for the whole afternoon. Like, it kept flying around me and stuff like that. And I thought it was after me. So I was like ducking and diving around this pigeon that kept flying past me. And at one point it landed near me, and I had the cat next to me, and I was trying to like come here, little pigeon.
Oh God, Dudley! You tried to lead it to the cat?
It was bugging me, okay? And so,
Jesus Christ, man!
It got away anyway, and then after that I went indoors, and then
Jesus
a little bit later I poked my head out to see where the pigeon was, and I looked around the corner and I saw a phone line and there was a pigeon on it, and I was like, I see where you are. And as I was thinking that, the actual pigeon flew past my head, and I was like, oh, it was the other pigeon. Okay, right. And it was just like, why won't this pigeon leave me alone? And then the next day it was gone.
That is ridiculous. You actually tried to lead the cat to attack a pigeon just so it would leave you alone.
Yes. To be fair, I loved my cat more than the pigeon, so.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, that pigeon's gonna join my side, I guarantee it. Yet another ally in the battle against snake staff magic.
You have the homing pigeon and the bunny hip.
And then you will have the cat.
Yeah, it will give your cat the chance to take part in the battle as well. The possibilities are limitless. You're listening to the TBI podcast. Well, with cinemas beginning to open up, unfortunately, some properties are still streaming website exclusives. I don't know where I'm going with this, but still, there are some properties out there that are only available on streaming services. One of them that's currently airing right now is the much anticipated Loki.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think of it so far?
It's good.
It's awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, but I recently went to Curry's and it was playing and it looked good, so.
Oh.
Wow. Someone actually had a Disney Plus account and they were just playing it for the whole world to see?
I guess?
It's just a trainer.
Who knows?
When the first episode of Loki is better than every episode of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I think that speaks for itself.
Wow.
For me personally.
It's only in 10 for 92 episodes.
But wow, it's setting up to be huge because as we've predicted, it takes place during the time heist where Loki gets away with the Tesseract, And it turns out that he is now teaming up with a time agency to protect the sacred timeline from becoming a multiverse. And, well, we can all tell where this is going to go with a multiverse, so this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And it has a clock voiced by Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah, Miss Minutes, voiced by Tara Strong. So, yeah, that's a nice addition. So, what are your predictions for it?
I will say this, because I don't want to spoil the end of episode 2 for Rowan. I had a prediction that the potential villain for a second was going to be Scarlett Johansson, and that I'm thinking it was going to be Black Widow, and then towards the end I thought, actually, it could be their way of doing something else, and apparently they went for the something else. So I was like, oh, okay. But now I didn't know how many episodes there were going to be, but someone told me it's 6.
Yeah,
That's like knowing that as a. It's a bit like I had a similar thing with Castlevania, what I was saying before, how I didn't realise Castlevania Season 4 was the final series, and knowing when I found out, I was like, oh, now I've got to watch the rest knowing how long it's going to be. So now I've got to watch, I'm kind of annoyed, but now I know that there's 6 episodes, I'm like, oh, okay, I'd rather not know how many there were going to be instead, so I didn't know when was this such and such was going to happen.
Yeah.
By the way, if you happen to hear any rumbling from my end, it's probably the washing machine, so...
I haven't heard anything.
It's just, I can hear it from my end, and it's bugging me.
I think it's Michael's ghosts coming through our laptops and haunting our stuff, because...
Is this going to become a new character for the series?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, the Michael's possessive spirit, trademark those bored individuals. And he's happens to be possessing my washing machine, if you listen.
Yeah.
I can hear it now.
Oh, that's going to be annoying.
Last time it was my aunt's fish toy.
Oh my god.
And we'll see what it is in Rowan's side next podcast.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll try to get in.
One other property which is going to be released soon, also a Disney Plus exclusive for some reason, is the new Pixar movie, Luca.
Oh, yeah. Rings a bell, yeah.
So, my...
Sort of mermaid sort of one, yeah?
Yeah, it's basically... The way it looks, it's sort of like the animators of Steven Universe were given the budget to create a CGI movie. Like, the designs just scream not Studio Ghibli, Steven Universe-esque expressions, because, I don't know, it's just something about the look. But yeah, Luca, from what I can tell, it's 2 creatures from the Black Lagoon that live in the shores of an Italian beach town who are trying desperately to keep their identity secret as, well, now it's sort of looking a bit like that TV show H2O, Just Add Water.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture now because I haven't actually heard anything about this film, and I can see what you mean by it looking like Steven Universe.
Yeah.
It's just the facial expressions for me.
The main character, the voice actor for the kid, he sounds familiar. Isn't he like the same one who voiced the one in Coco or something?
Miguel?
He sounds familiar.
I don't know. I normally, when I look into a movie, it's not exactly...
He sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's not exactly the cast that springs to mind when I watch a trailer, unless their names pop up.
And the voices sound so familiar when I've heard it.
So, what are your thoughts, Rowan?
It looks interesting, and yeah, if I get the chance, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, because it is drawing comparisons to H2O, just add water, where unlike in both properties, you've got the main characters who, if they get touched by water, suddenly they become aquatic related, I guess. Except unlike in H2O, where the three main teenagers turn into mermaids, you've got these two kids who turn into basically young creatures from the Black Lagoon. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Probably not my cup of tea, but you know.
but this is the thing. Pixar, why are you making this a streaming service exclusive? It would look great on Blu-ray.
Is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie.
I reckon it'll be out on DVD at some point.
Yeah.
I reckon.
By
See,
questionable
it's a bit like-
methods, but that who knows?
It's like, if I'm saying this right, Raya and the Last Dragon and the new Cruella de Vil movie, which I've seen, by the way.
Oh.
They come out on Disney Plus exclusively for a short amount of time, and then they get released properly later.
Yeah, I've been.
Well, streaming is more popular now, so.
But I still like physicals of what I buy. I like something to show for my money.
Same.
Good old days.
Yeah, you want to know one advantage Blu-rays have over a streaming service? Blu-rays.
You don't have to pay monthly.
No. Blu-rays don't need the internet to function. Oh, boom.
Oh yeah.
So when the internet goes down thanks to the machines taking over and we're huddled in little camps, I'll still have my portable Blu-ray player, still providing the world with entertainment through the animated media. So
With the internet.
yeah. But anyway, aside from that, a lot of interesting films and properties are popping up. And Cruella, I think, looks pretty interesting. I might need to look into that. We'll probably talk about that next time. But one film that I do want to bring up just before it gets released, I'd like to bring up Space Jam 2 again.
Oh.
You're excited for this, aren't you?
Yeah.
A spectacle?
Yes. Oh, it still looks amazing. Because just a quick question. Who is everyone's favorite Looney Tunes characters?
I haven't watched it, so I can't decide.
You've not seen the Looney Tunes?
What?
No.
What?
Jesus.
What?
Fix that.
What?
Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, none of it?
Right. War against Fresh Powder over. Emerald!
Anyway.
Just combine forces to defeat this new evil.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna use both sides now. I'm on my own side now. I'm the main villain.
Looney Tunes is like the first thing I think of when I think of the word slapstick. You need to go and see Looney Tunes.
Yep.
That and Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
So, Dudley, who are your top Looney Tunes characters?
If the first ones that come to mind is either Daffy because of how what's the episode where like he's having stuff drawn around him.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about, but nobody knows the names because there's
It's
just
not
been
Duck
so
and
many
Muck.
of them.
I don't know if it's called Duck and Muck.
I think that's it, yeah. But
I also like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner as well.
Yeah.
Also, Marvin the Martian's good, but he's barely in the Looney Tunes, so it's like
Yeah, it's a shame.
yeah. So Ryan, who's your favorite?
Call me basic, but I love Bugs Bunny.
Nice.
This is casual superiority. upsets everyone.
Yes. As for me, my top two favorite Looney Tunes are always going to be Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Because, some may say it's the Tom and Jerry routine where you've got one character chasing another character, but the one being chased always gets away, etc. But to be honest, I think Roadrunner and Coyote might be superior to Tom and Jerry.
Really?
At least compared to the classic run, because when you think about it, Roadrunner and Coyote, they're a little less racist than Tom and Jerry back in the day, weren't they? And the fact that they don't... Yeah, and the fact that they don't talk, which makes them universally loved as well, because you don't need to speak English to understand their routine. So, yeah, Roadrunner and Coyote are my favorites. So much so that...
Tom and Jerry don't talk much either.
Yeah, but it's the Looney Tunes we're talking about currently. But yeah, Roadrunner and Coyote are my favorite, so much so that I got these DVDs of them. So, because I'm that much of a fan.
I bought, I'm assuming, a whole collection of Looney Tunes box set a while ago, but I haven't actually opened it since I bought it, and I need to.
Yeah. As for Space Jam 2, the build up to the Looney Tunes themselves is going to be great, because from what I've heard, the first 2/3 of the movie are going to be they're going to be primarily about LeBron James and Bugs Bunny jumping through different Warner Brothers properties to try and find the other Looney Tunes. And it's going to be hilarious where everyone could be, because from what I've heard in terms of rumors, Lola Bunny could be on Themyscira from the Wonder Woman movies. And personal favorite of mine, Roadrunner, apparently he's going to be found in the Mad Max universe.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
And they're all going to be flying around in Marvin the Martian's spaceship, because apparently they had to steal it from him just to get out into space. So, yeah.
Sounds like a video game.
Yes. But I love the fact that everyone's going to be mostly 2D until the final third, which is when I think everyone's going to be in full CG. So I'm excited.
It sounds good the way you're describing it. I was going in with low expectations, but that sounds quite good. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it's not just all about the spectacle and not about substance. But that sounds quite good. If you found like Daffy Duck and Bedrock or something, it could be quite funny. You know.
Or I don't know what else has fallen under the Warner Brothers properties. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait until the movie comes out just to find out. So, yes, I'm excited.
You are listening to the TBI show.
Well, it's that time again for the month's most ridiculous headlines. All right. In this month's news, the UK and Ireland could face a shortage of flake 99s just as temperatures expected to pick up. No, not flakes. Where would the world be without flakes?
Could be the worst headline you've ever said.
Worse in good or worse in bad?
Worse is in the worst news we've ever had.
But
What's going to happen to our 99 ice creams?
No.
they're not going to be the same. Oh, we're just going to be stuck with the raspberry ripples.
No.
Oh, God.
What does this world come?
Does that mean flake bars as well?
Yeah.
Technically?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, the horror. Oh.
This cannot be.
So, yeah, that made it into the news apparently because of people now getting back to their usual holiday routines. Sudden drop in several holiday themed items have been absent, so yeah. Flakes being one of them.
They have made it so that every ice cream van will be lying.
That explains why I hear an ice cream fan going by. Oh god. Trying to make business before it goes out.
Well, the next headline that I have is this. An Italian town, apparently called Narna, wants to be the host for a new Chronicles of Narnia series.
Makes sense.
Wow.
So the first thing I thought was Narnia when you said it.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah, because apparently Netflix wants to make a full, quote-unquote, full-length Chronicles of Narnia series. Now, coming from someone who recently has read all 7 books, all the way from the prequel to the final battle, it'll be an interesting challenge for sure. And what do you know? We have just the place to do it. An Italian town called Narna.
Makes sense to me.
That's 1 letter short from Narnia.
Netflix is really bringing back a lot of stuff nowadays, isn't it? It's going for Redwall, it's going for Narnia, it's going for Castlevania. It's just...
And now He-Man.
I'm broke.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm quite a big Narnia fan. I love the cinematic movies. I loved the old British made-for-TV series. Oh, so with a budget for a Netflix series, this could be good.
What actress would you choose to play the White Witch if they did this?
I don't know. I mean, Tilda Swinton was pretty terrifying. I don't know.
But Helena Bonham Carter.
Who knows? Okay, so moving on to the next headline. This one isn't really ridiculous, it's more just revolutionary. And it goes, robotic dolphins could replace real live captive animals at theme parks and other venues. Oh, come on, Dudley, don't tell me you support whales in captivity.
No, but it's, I mean, the whole idea of the show is that they've trained real dolphins. So if you're going to replace them with robotic dolphins, then just free all the dolphins and don't do anything at all.
I was gonna say, well, a lot of that training comes from abuse, so...
I mean, Shamu back in the day was advertised as like this big friendly giant, but as it turns out, keeping such a big animal like that in essentially a giant goldfish bowl, it's a bit cruel, especially considering that, unlike goldfish, whales are mammals and they have long memories.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't agree as much with the killer whale captivity.
No.
But still, robotic dolphins, I can see it working. It can show people the scale of the dolphins, how they move and such. Because when you see dolphins in aquariums and zoos, really all they do is swim around in circles and such. Because that's all they've been seen doing, really. So
It'll be, come and swim with the robotic dolphins.
who knows?
It will be, let's weaponize the dolphins.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh dear.
Well, I mean, if you made a giant robotic killer whale, then sure you can swim with that, because that way it won't bite you, it won't drag you to the bottom of the tank and potentially drown you, etc. So, who knows? There may see some benefits.
Unless, like you say, the robots take over in like 5 years.
And get more advanced.
Well, either way, still a fascinating idea. Alright, so the last headline that I have, and the most ridiculous one and frightening one of the night, is this. Disney, after buying 20th Century Fox, could have their eyes on Warner Brothers next. So, yeah. After their purchase of 20th Century Fox, apparently, rumor has it that Disney is now trying to get their hands on Warner Brothers.
Oh no.
Are we not allowed to have one non-Disney corporation as a treat, maybe?
No, not now, apparently.
So, what are your thoughts on that, Dudley?
Think of the crossovers we could have.
I don't think that's a good thing to think about.
But, jeez,
Right.
it's crazy. I mean, think about everyone who appears in Space Jam: A New Legacy. They could all be under Disney's name if they're not careful. Just...
I personally don't mind. I think, because I think of all the stuff they could do with it, like, it could be quite good. And then it's also, it's almost one step away from me, that one fiction clash PowerPoint I was doing with all the characters together.
Because
it's like,
if Bugs Bunny, because with this if this purchase does happen in the future, Bugs Bunny and the other Looney Tunes could be under Disney's name. And considering that your little series is about Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, and Yoda, all three of them could be under Disney's name. So a crossover could happen.
the only thing that Disney would need after that was Nintendo, and it'd be like, I have a script for you, Disney.
Oh no.
Jeez. But think about what's currently under the Warner Brothers logos. You've of course got the Looney Tunes. You've got The Mask, The Matrix, I think. The It movies. Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff under the Warner Brothers label, so you guys need to be careful out there because Disney could be buying you.
Disney's going in their power.
Sheesh.
I mean, to be fair, I reckon, like, as long as they're careful with the stuff they're handling, then, because they've done alright with Star Wars, and I haven't seen any complaints.
Well,
I can't think of much from.
Apart from the sequel, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. But then they got their game
Yeah.
together with Mandalorian.
And
so-
Bad Batch and everything.
Yep. So, Warner Brothers, just keep your eye out because Disney has their eye on you. So, let's think. Who else isn't owned by Disney? Of course, Universal Studios. Paramount, potentially?
Harry Potter's owned by Warner Brothers.
Oh no. No.
So that's another thing to be careful of. So, yeah. What is Disney's plan in the grand scheme of things? Well,
More dominate.
what will be the answer? Well, you may have to find out next time because we're running out of time for this podcast, guys. So, is there
I
anything...
hate to be continued.
Yeah. So, anything you want to close out with before we go?
Nothing on my mind.
But the Lego movies are owned by Warner Brothers. Sorry, I'm just adding more and more together. I'm going to be doing this for ages.
Hope someday we'll be able to break apart Disney again.
Yeah.
Who knows? Either way, we'll see you guys. we'll see you guys next time because we're about to soak in the sun. So, see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.